So, not to be origin on you, but what was behind the move to CineCity or CineCity probably, and why was it the right time for the company?
Well, actually, the whole idea came to me in a dream, like a real asleep dream.
Wow.
I had been over here a bunch working on a job, and I had this dream that we moved in, and I woke up and I was like, shit, that's kind of a good idea. And, we were always next door, so of course we were very active in the projects here, but the space here has really become an incubator where production offices and services are all in one building, and it's a community, a partnership amongst all of those people. So at that time we had 3 feature films that had their production offices here, and I was like, what if we moved in and they could just, the DP's down here, or the AC's down here doing a prep, and then the producers are upstairs doing their thing. And I talked to the landlord because I'm friends with him, and he was like, yeah, I got a spot for you. You can move in a month. So it all came together really quickly, and it was a big surprise. There was no like 6-month or 12-month strategy of we're gonna move and let's be like really smart and like calculated about this, which I feel like is kind of in my vein. It's fail fast kind of mentality of like, let's just do it and we'll figure it out. And we certainly have. We're so happy over here.
To remind everybody, what services do you offer the filmmakers of Chicago and beyond, and how far does your reach go?
We are a one-stop shop, so we have everything from high-end cameras, we have vintage lenses, we have grip trucks, we, in our new space, have an expendable store that we're really excited about. We carry wrapped gifts, which is kind of a fun, new, exciting thing that no one else has here in Chicago. And we really service every type of project. So we are not, just the union TV shows, or just like the Dick Wolf shows, or just music videos, or just commercials. We have clients from every single area of the industry here.
You just completed a 4-year run as executive director of the Midwest Film Festival. What did you learn in that position, and what are you most proud of in completing your run in that administrative role?
Well, it was 5 years. I'm not taking 1 year off of that count. That was 5 full years, baby. Looking back, I know we've had so many conversations about this, but starting, right at the end of 2019 and going into the pandemic, it was such a challenging experience, and I think I'm the type of person that really values and thrives on having challenge. I like solving problems and, not every day being exactly the same. So it definitely, it fulfilled that in every shape of the sense. And I'm so grateful I did it. It was a labor of love. It was exhausting, as everyone who was working in not-for-profit art, etc. spaces through the pandemic. You had to really be innovative and challenge yourself to think outside the box, which I think we did very, very well. And then just taking it from, where it was to evolve and grow and become a wider, kind of industry staple. It already had the foundation, but needed, just to expand and grow upon that. And it was really great for me personally. It opened up a lot of relationships for me where working in the camera rental space, it was very transactional. It was very, the interaction with the end user, whether it's, a filmmaker or a producer or whatever, is always at the most, in the rental world, it's always at the most stressful time. It's right before you go to set. Like, everyone's just pulling their hair out. It's the highest level of stress right before it's go time. And so with the festival space, it was just so fun to be like, everyone's on the other side of it. Like, they've finished posts, they've made their thing, they've gotten into a film festival, and like that moment of celebration was just so rewarding for me to be able to act in a new role and interact with filmmakers in a different way.
That's really good. Cool. What other positions or boards are you currently on, and how do these positions continue to build the film community in Chicago?
Well, I, at the beginning of the year, said no boards, I'm going to take care of one project, which is Camera Ambassador, and then grow a baby and transition into the next phase for me in my personal goals of having a family. And I didn't listen to myself. My mother my mother called me when she saw a social media announcement and said, "What? You're on a board? I thought we said no boards for a year." But I did decide to join. I was asked to join the Filmscape Chicago board.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Yes, that is the one. I broke my rule for Filmscape.
Yeah.
And I decided to because Filmscape has been something from its inception that Camera Ambassador has been extremely actively involved in. We've every single year had a booth, brought out, all the fancy toys, really tried to elevate the showroom floor to attract more people to really take this trade show and, attract that the Midwest has it all. Like, there's a bunch of trade shows in New York, NAB, and Las Vegas, Cine Gear in LA, and like Chicago has the potential to grow to that level. But really what was, I think for me, the through line or the underlying motivation of why I wanted to be more involved with Filmscape and said yes to the board position is that it is a non-for-profit. It's completely free and accessible to all, and education is at the heart of what they're trying to do.
Nice.
And I think that's what's very different from, maybe a Cine Gear or something like that. And already having been so involved with it and contributing from Camera Ambassador, it at the time, I think I justified it by saying, well, it's not really going to be any additional work. I'm already doing the work, but I can contribute in a more meaningful way and have a voice on the board that helps steer it. And I think, from their perspective, having my experience with Midwest Film Festival and running that and being on the board there, really there was a lot that could translate over and very easily be something that just continues to elevate the organization.
Awesome.
So, I'm very excited and proud to be serving there.
So we've talked about this before, that you don't necessarily have a background in film. So now that you've, completely switched to that area, what are your feelings about the energy within both the filmmaking business and the emotion of the people who actually create?
Yeah, it's so funny too, because I don't have a background in it, but now at this point in my career, I kind of can say I have. I've been in it for 12 years now, which mind-blowing that it's been 12 years. And I guess most people would probably say I have a background in it now, so I can't really say that anymore, which is so funny.
You could compare the two things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the industry has changed a lot. I think that the strikes in 2023 were a very pivotal marker in kind of from what I've seen in my career in the industry, where from the top all the way, like Hollywood exec level, all the way down to maybe, indie shorts, where decision making has just changed. People have been much less aggressive in what's getting greenlit. I think finding money for projects is a lot harder. Budgets from every sector of the industry, commercials, everything have just been really squeezed from every single direction. So I think there was a huge mass exodus of people who left the industry too, whether it was just kind of, a personal decision where maybe they were ready to go anyways, or they just had no choice. Like, if you can't feed your family and pay your rent, you're gonna have to go and get another job even if you love what you do. And so I think that there's been just a lot more emphasis on the grit that it takes to be a filmmaker. It was already hard. And it got harder, and I think it's continued. I mean, even from a vendor standpoint, every client needs a discount and budgets are squeezed, and what used to come in is just not there anymore. So it's really just pivoting so that some of kind of the daily decisions of how you run your business, whether you're a filmmaker running your film as a business or any other form of business in the industry, you just have to be a little bit more conservative in it.
Okay, final question. With your first child on the way, what do you hope for them and the world they are coming into? And how, sitting here right now, do you plan to guide them through the energy they will need to be a leader like you?
Oh my gosh, what a loaded question. I'm 9 months pregnant right now, so I can't wait to listen to this for years to come. I am thrilled. I'm so excited. I initially thought I was going to have a boy. I don't know why. I felt like a boy mom. And then when I found out I was having a girl, it kind of freaked me out a little bit at first. And then I really, as I sat with it more and more, I continue to feel more and more privileged and honored that I have the opportunity to raise a woman. And, having just by my actions of what my work is and, what I do in the world, just having this little amazing human just watch that and be present in it, I'm excited about. I have no clue, though. One thing that really was influential in my upbringing is my parents were very open to allowing me to be explorative. They also really encouraged my strong personality. my mom loves to tell this story of the doctors saying that, I was stubborn, and she would always correct them and say that I was persistent. My kind of stamina, my persistenceness, something maybe some people would perceive as a negative thing, she always reframed as a positive superpower of mine, and I hope to do the same for my daughter and any future children I have as well, where just encouraging creativity, being curious, when they do something wrong, not just jumping to like they're in trouble, but like, what led them to that decision. And then just trying to encourage traits that maybe the world sees as something that is negative or not perceived as, desirable, and it can be reframed in a way that is so beautiful. And so I hope I could do the same for her. And yeah, I'm certainly going to bring her to work. I've got an office at our new space, and I'm going to set up a little spot for her. And I hope that she's just around the shop a lot and can be surrounded by the incredible people in this community, in this industry.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2025.